I want to see how quickly I can flip through this without yammering on and making this video too long. Handbook Journal Company by Speedball. This was meant to be a color book, but then I stopped. Then it turned into a regular sketchbook about halfway through. I'm always on the search for a certain kind of blue and green plus a certain orange. It's like a thing, a goal I have, so you'll see this come up a few times. I've been using it for paint swatching. When I have a little bit of time and I just want to play, I'll go on Pinterest or Instagram and copy someone else's work. I like doing these little color studies to see, sometimes I'll flip the colors, or I'll try different colors, or I'll do wrong colors only. And it really helps me break out of my it must look real thing. This is a limited palette. It's more exploration for that orangey blue thing. This is the Zorn palette. Let's see if I can describe this pretty quickly. You need to look it up so that so I don't mislead you, but my version of the Zorn palette is a blue, a yellow, and a red, or here a black, a yellow, and a red, plus white, to see, as a limited palette, to see if I can basically get all the colors I need. So I need skin color, shadows, wood, leaves. You know, I'm thinking, like, would this cover it? Would this be enough? I really like this one. Like, can I get a dark, and can I get a skin color? This is skin color, all of these. So yes, this one's great. Leftover paints, just playing with techniques. Gansai paints, this is the Pearl set, pearlescent. If I mention anything or you see anything that you want to know more about, just tell me and I will say it in the comments and I'll reply there. That's what keeps making my videos too long. This is copying somebody else's work again, just playing. More exploration of the color combo that I'm searching for. This was the thumbnail of a photo of a big beautiful tree outside my allergist's office. This is the one I like the best. Just exploring, like I said, wrong colors. You know, you'd think blue sky, but then this is the one that looks weird out of this whole page. This one's nice also. I don't even know. I'm sure this is gouache, but I have no idea which brand or anything. You gotta play sometimes. So when I do my color charts, I usually do the pure color this way, color mix of X plus Y, and then down the middle is the color itself out of the tube, and then on the other side is plus white. So I get to compare, you know, more exploration of that color combo that I've been looking for, and again, no idea what's going on here, except this, I was trying to paint a memory. This is painting things I remember from one of my bedrooms when I was a child. I really want to be an abstract painter, but I can't figure out how to get there. This is a smudge protector. It's supposed to be a self-portrait, but I think it looks like my mom. I recommend Winsor & Newton Studio Collection colored pencils. They're really nice. Japan, I think this ended up being too middle value. Next time I do it, I'm going to do much lighter sky, and instead of painting the lines, I'm going to draw the lines so that they're sharper, the way that I drew these lines. Brush practice. This, I really wanted to paint the pom-poms in this photo of Iris, and she had just passed away, so I painted her. I didn't really like these colors, but this is a fun exercise. One idea is to take a marble and take a pen or a pencil and chase the marble around the page, and you end up with some fun shapes. And I think in this case I just doodled. I might have done a left-handed doodle, and then you just fill it in. And so that's a fun way to swatch colors. This one is I forget which medium I used, but I was trying to do this thing where another artist puts little thumbnails on the side to figure out their composition. I realized that one thing I really like to do, and I still do now, this is like 6 months ago, is to paint nature soft and then to draw things that man built in pen or pencil to sharpen the fences and the cages. And so I did that. So I have like the telephone pole, the fence, this sort of mesh thing that was holding this bean plant up, but almost everything else is just painted and soft. So I think this is becoming something that you could look for. If you look through my Instagram, you'll see that I do this a lot. This is just a tourist photo that I took in New York, but I loved how this old building looks with these like bright plasticky things in front. I recommend, if you do take a travel journal with you, that at the very least that you have a napkin in your bag so that you can protect this page from this page. So for me, it was pencil. Pencil smudges really easily, and this was outside of a building. This is really fun, and it's almost sort of meditative, drawing like that. This was me trying to see if I could paint sheer fabric in watercolor, which I think it was a hard challenge, and I think I did okay. This was from the gardens near me, and I was really happy when the bus pulled up and I took that photo. I think I painted en plein air, meaning live while I was there, but I think this was later at home. I think I did both. These are the moms. They all had sunglasses on. These are the teachers, and these were the kids all sitting down. That's a greenhouse. And then this is a flower from my own garden, and I painted what I saw in the photo, but now looking at it, I realized what I did was that the background is just as active as the flower, and so it doesn't let the flower come forward. I was actually painting this to try to improve my skills at painting shadows, so I did that okay, but the background should have been more muted or blurry. And then this is that old, the way that we learned how to paint flowers, roses in high school, where you just do different C shapes, you know. So I thought that would just be and it's one of those ones with leftover paint in the pan from something else. I found a photo of some apples online. A lot of times you can find these like on grocery store websites and stuff, and gardening websites, and they have really nice photos of things. So it's the same one painted in different ways. This is two things I'm practicing and I'm still working on, is how to paint water and how to show atmospheric distance. And I like this, painting the swatches on the side. I forget to do it, but I want to do it, but I forget. This was painted in location, on location. I don't like it a lot. It looks really heavy-handed and flat. I do like the bank and I like the river. But then I have this photo from the same location. This was I painted while I was there, and this I painted later at home. And I think being able to sort of calm down and think it through, I was able to be a little more controlled and not feel like I was like drawing with the, like those kids' crayons. I don't know, this just feels too magnified. And then I've started trying to add birds, because I think that adds more life to paintings. And then I think I painted the sky too dark. It's James Gurney said in a recent video that I watched recently, I don't know how old the video was, he said, make the sky lighter than you think. So I should have done that. And then here's me trying to fix that thing that I just told you about here. Same flowers, trying to bring the flowers forward by mellowing the background or making the background less active. But I think the mistake that I made here is that this color's too bright and these are too muted. So these leaves tend to push back. But that's what a sketchbook is for. It's to discover these things. This one is, I was trying to do illustration style, which is kind of where you exaggerate things. So these are allium that were in the foreground. This was a rose bush that was behind that, and then there was table. This was the Dushanbe Tea House in Boulder. And then I guess this is the same, trying to do the same thing. And then I noticed this says B and this says C. So somewhere there's an A, but it's not in this book. It must be somewhere else. This one is like, it's got everything I want. So I have to figure out like how I did this and what I like about it, but I love this one. This is one of the ones I still love months later, which is really rare because I don't like my own work. And then this one's another example of the too dark sky. Otherwise, I think it would have been fine. Or maybe it's that this book seems to desaturate and darken some colors. The photo that I was working from, it had that pop of the sky with the leaves in front of it, and I don't think I accomplished that with this painting. So, just playing, probably had extra paints and just played with it. This one is another example of doing the man-made things, the man-installed things with a pencil, but then everything else is soft paint. Don't like this at all. I really don't like this color. Wished I had chosen a different color or made this more of an olive green. This is a Denver Botanic Gardens at Chatfield, where you're like in this jungle and there's all these bugs and owls and rabbits and everything. And then right across the meadow, there's all these mansions. This is Beam paints. I recommend Beam. This is another example of trying to figure out how to put the flowers on top of the background. Just trying to get better at it. I don't think either of these really did it, although I do like areas of these just anyway. I think that's a really pretty color mix. And I think these leaves turned out kind of nice. So you know, there's, I don't know, it's like maybe like when you make brownies or a pizza, and some people like the middle part, and some like on the pizza, I only like the crust. So when we get a pizza from Costco, I cut the crusts off and then I eat the crusts, and then my son eats the point. This is me playing with some new colors and deciding that I couldn't get the color combo that I wanted with these colors, but this was sitting out and it was dry, and so I drew on top of it. Getting toward the end, I was looking at ways to sort of finish up this book. These were painted from the tiny thumbnails that are in my phone. These are selfies, but they're from tiny ones. So that's an interesting exercise too, is to enlarge something that's small, because you can't add detail because you can't see it. And I like this as a grouping. I love how these three, I love how all four are outlined, but only this one is outlined with pencil. Like this is the cool one. Too cool to have the red, or I don't know. This one has some attitude. This one I don't like. I was playing with some new paints. I think I overworked it, that's a real problem with artists. That's like over baking something or over salting a dish. There's nothing you can do, it's done. And then I have some new, this is just recently, a month ago, Neocolor 2 crayons that are water soluble, so I was just playing with them. And I drew this using only these colors, and I wanted to see, how do you show somebody looking down their nose? And so I realized that the main thing is just where the pupils are. If you put the pupils down lower, then I don't know, it looks weird when you look right at it. It looks like there's like black things in the wrong place, but it makes sense when you look at it all together. So anyway, so welcome to my brain. If there is any product or anything that you have a question about, please put it in the comments. I'm really happy to answer. And thank you so much for watching.